Okay, so when I look at a scar, it's the first place we go. And Christy, she had a surgery on top of a surgery. She had a full plate in there. Then they came back and did some new surgery, but they had to come in and take out the plate. So a scar on top of a scar is always worse. It's great as far as aesthetically because you're not, doing any more damage to the tissue, but it creates a lot of scar tissue. So I'm going to have you feel this in just a second, okay? As I come from the scar, I'm looking for little dips. I don't know if you can see it, but right there's a little dip. And there's a second dip.
Okay.
Third dip over the vertebrae, and then it does pretty good. You could see that the upper part of the scar was much more red in comparison to the other one, right? So I want you just to come down the scar. So those dips to me means that we haven't got quite as much collagen to come back, and we're really going to use the laser to help stimulate that collagen. Now, your scar is healed very well for the most part. I just don't like the up part. But I like to come in because this scar tissue, not only is it decreased energy, but it's nerve and that. And you can feel when you really lock into it. So I'm going to have you lock into it. I'm going to have you come over here and lock into this. So when I come into here, I'm going to feel where it's restricted. It's going up into her right ribs. You can feel that. It's really holding this hip up. Relationship, and so the scar really pretty much takes you where it wants to go, and you just unwind it. See, it's sort of unwinding for me just a little bit, then it stopped. And now it's coming back in. I'm gonna have you do this because I want you to feel this, and then it just opened up. Boy, it just released. So our whole goal is decompress her spine. She has the allodynia as a consequence of nerve damage and nerve that's been entrapped and done that. So I'm gonna have you sit in this spot right here if you don't mind. These are subtleties.
So then it started about 6 months after.
So just lock into the scar. Real light. You gotta be real light. Real light. Okay. And then once you get into it, feel it moving on here. Feel that moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And then it's like a still spine if you ever take any SOT or creating work, uplet your work. And it stopped. These are profound. When we did our friend the other day, this is the first thing that helped bring back the feeling in his legs. I started, he had 4 surgeries, now we're dealing with 2.
Yeah.
He had 4 surgeries on top of each other. Really hard, really brutal. So I always, you don't have to, but I always start in the scar and unwind it. This takes us about 4 to 6 minutes. If you looked on my website, I did a big, huge one with about a 17-inch scar on a femur that got snapped on a hip replacement. So right now we have the patient saying, we're starting to feel a little bit of warmth with the red, so what we can do? We can just back it away. So I'm pretty far away, and you let me know if you feel any more warmth, okay? We know she's gonna be a little bit hypersensitive, so what I did is I moved it about a foot away, all right? Does that sound fair? Now, did it hurt at all, or did it feel sort of good, like I'm bringing blood supply?
No, it just felt like his fingers were rubbing more, that there was more.
Okay.
And when you touch me, then it's warm, but if you touch me more, then it just, I don't know, seems to warm up that ice cold stuff.
Okay. All right. The biofreeze. Now, we're going to do together, just because for time, you're going to work on that. How's that feel like?
It's feeling a little bit better.
Okay.
As far as,
all right.
its texture, I guess would be a good way
That's
to
right. It
describe
should feel starting to, like it flattens out and smooths out. Remember we had those dips or the concaves? I want that collagen return. I want to break that up so it's flatter. It's a better texture. Scar tissue, right, is all over the place, right? So scar tissue is not moving like we'd like it to be. It's all intertwined. So what we're doing is we're breaking up the scar tissue so she can have better mobility. Increased mobility closes the pain gate. It's going to increase the frequency of firing of that nerve. So once you think that we're at a good spot, I'm going to have you come back and we're going to do a little bit of pinwheel. This one might be the one that gets her because the pinwheel is for pain fibers and for the cold fibers. Okay? It's going to be very light though, and you're going to let us know what's going on. Okay?
Yeah, I heard the word get me. Gonna get me,
We're gonna get you better. That's what we're gonna get you.
hopefully.
So it feels definitely a little smoother, a little better.
Yeah, it should. And actually, we're gonna take a picture at the end.
Yeah.
Now I would come across, I'm gonna let you do this. So we've had multiple different things. So I'm gonna come in just different ranges with the pinwheel. So the laser, now with the pinwheel, is resetting the nerves. And when I checked her nerves earlier, we found that when I did light touch, and I did mostly light touch, not so much the pinching of the pain, that her muscles went weak. That means that the nerve is turned down. Sort of like a cell phone that's on 1 bar when I'd like it to be on 5 bars. So lasering during activation, stimulating primarily just the C fibers of the nerve, is going to help decrease her allodynia, right? Our goal is to reset those up, bring it up to 5 bars, and we're going to be doing good. After that, I just want you to do some light touch, right? So the light touch will be for the large fibers, which is for vibration, touch, things of that nature, and then we're going to probably be done for the day. So we always like to start with the scars. We have a scar or surgery on top of a surgery. We want to work on that. We want to decrease the scar tissue, increase the range of motion, and get the nerves to reset. So that's our goal.